Hello and welcome back to the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel. You're here with your boy Kix, and here we have Cull with us today. G'day, Cull.
Hey, hey, how you going?
And we're going to do the first of our weekly roundup videos. So this one will cover the 4th to the 10th of August 2025. We'll normally try and get these out to you on a Sunday. I think this one will be dropping on Tuesday or Wednesday, however, just first time getting all the data in, working out all the kinks. We figured build it and they will come. So once again, we're going to run through these in alphabetical order, starting with Adelaide. There was a weekly event scheduled in Adelaide this week. I don't think, unfortunately, didn't fire, but they did have on the Sunday a monthly event at Shuffield Salisbury local game store with 28 players. The 4-0 decks were Blue, White, Balance, and Storm. And then at 3 wins, 1 loss, there was Black Walks, Grixis, Bots, Mighty Rector, Thoracle Doomsday, and Enchantment Storm. In future, we're hoping to get some of the pilots on to do quick deck techs, but for this week, we're just going to go through some of the lists ourselves. So first up for you, we have Blue, White, Balance. So what's standing out to you, Carl, from this Blue, White, Balance list?
First thing I noticed was the Helm of Obedience and Rest in Peace combo on the main board. Not usually having AB combos and balance or control in general. But I could see them testing new cards like Consult the Star Charts from Edge of Eternities, the new Impulse with Kicker, and Fortune Teller's Talent seems to be in there to go with the countertop combo.
Yeah, so nice little synergy there with the counterbalance package. Yeah, cool to see some hard control lists here. So only the 3 creatures, Brazen Borrow and Solitude, obviously like interactive pieces, and then Triumph as a win con. So very lean in terms of the creature count. Pretty much pure control from Raj here, and yeah, great to see. Next up, we had a Mardu Rector list. This is obviously an Academy Rector list, getting some interesting targets. This is a really spicy one.
Yeah, notably the big top end creature, Summon Knights of Round, coming from Final Fantasy. It's a pretty sweet get off Rector, but also it's got a bit of discard synergy with Seasoned Pyromancer and Joshua. Letting you dump your big creatures into the graveyard and then get them back binding Recurring Nightmare or Metamorphosis Fanatic.
Yeah, so lots of different ways to cheat these into play. As you said, the discard reanimate synergies, but then also Rector can get Animate Dead, for example. So Rector can be an animation spell. Yeah, this is a sweet list. Looks like it is playing a lot of the sort of generic Mardu cards as well, which we'll see later on. Mardu is putting up results everywhere at the moment. Next, we had Brisbane. I believe there was a fortnightly event in Brisbane this week. Unfortunately, we didn't get any data from it. So if you are from Brisbane and you're able to record that data and get that to us, then hit us up. But thankfully, there was a large event and part of the ANZ Magic Super Series on Saturday at 10 a.m. They had 50 players. The top 8 after Swiss was Bug Reanimator, Infect, Red Deck Wins, Esper Stoneblade, Mardu Initiative, Naya Initiative, Jund, and Blue Black Moon. And the eventual winner of the top 8 was Mardu Initiative. However, we've chosen a different deck to take a look at. Just for the spice levels, we've gone with Infect.
Yeah, it's a really sweet Infect list. You got all your classic Infect creatures, but also got Nadu in the creature suite there. I think there's 15 or so pump spells in the deck, so obviously getting able to pump your creatures with Infect and draw a card off it is really sweet.
Yeah, cool to see Nadu settling into a role as breathing life into some of these reasonably defunct strategies. So like Infect, Elves, Nadu's bringing them all back, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, it's also really cool to see Seed Time in the sideboard.
Yeah, very sweet. I've thought about playing Seed Time myself. Super sweet card. Obviously, just anti-blue tech there, so take an extra turn if your opponent has cast a blue spell this turn. Hard to fire off, but when you do, obviously literal time walk, so high upside. Next, we have Canberra. Their weekly event was on Monday, 6:30 at Jolt Games, and it's almost the size of a large event here, so 31 players, which is awesome to see. They had 4 decks go 3-0. Those are Gruul Lands, Zerda Artifacts, 8-point Eldrazi, and Boros Legends. And then a suite of decks also managed to go 2 wins, 1 loss. You've got Breach Bond, Omnath Walks, Is It Prowess, Shops, 8-point Eldrazi, Blue Moon, Lurrus Breach, Scales, which is cool to see, Boros Legends, and Jund. And here, no surprises, I've picked Gruul Lands to feature. This is a really cool list. So this is by Liam Minogue. He's been tinkering with a few different lands variations over the last couple of years. And yeah, Gruul colorless. So red, green, and then colorless is sort of the third color in this list, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, a lot of new cards as well here from Final Fantasy and Edge. We got Rydia, Turnuk, Ice Till, and You Social Engineering. But I think the most important card here is Tanglewire.
Yeah, Tanglewire, super sweet main deck tech here. And not as good here, notably, as it is in food mid range, but still super sweet to see.
Also running the Dust Bowls and Demolition Fields is always hot.
In Melbourne, the first weekly was at Mazer Fitzroy on Tuesday 6:30. There was 12 players. Storm got the clean 4-0. And then at 3 wins, 1 loss, we had Golgari Lands and Nadu Time Vault. And then 2 wins, 1 loss, Boros Legends and Dimir Tempo. 2 wins, 2 loss, Grixis and Channel Monsters. And then a suite of decks going sub 50% as well. From this one, we've picked the Nadu Time Vault list. This is a really sweet list, building off Mulch's old Nadu Time Walk deck, which got priced out of its points, so you can no longer fit Nadu, Spellseeker, and Time Walk in your deck, but you can fit Nadu, Spellseeker, and Time Vault, although this list has decided to cut the Spellseeker and play a Mental Misstep instead, so that's quite notable.
Yeah, lots of the green X spells just trying to search out your Nadu, but also the Revi is sweet.
Yeah, fairly similar to your standard, I guess, Nadu piles, but running obviously a few creatures that synergize with the Time Vault side of the package. So, like you said, Derevi. And then there's also your Tribute Mage.
Plus Seed and Favorite, Natural Order plus Atraxa.
The next Melbourne Weekly, at plenty of games on Wednesday at 6:30. There was 17 players. It was a very drawish night looking at these results. There was 2 decks with 3 wins and 1 draw. That was Blue Black Moon and Mardu. 1 deck on 3 win and 1 loss. That was Black Walks. 1 deck on 2 wins and 2 draws, which was Shops. And then 3 decks on 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. That was Black Walks, Golgari Lands, and Golgari Lands. And then it even 2 wins, 2 losses, Gruul Lands, Blue Black Moon, and Storm. And then a suite of decks at sub 50% as well. In Perth, Good Games Morley on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. We had 20 players. The 4-0 list was Eldrazi, and the 3 win, 1 loss lists were Boros Legends, Jund, and 5 color mid. And then we didn't get the entire field here, but there was also a suite of decks here, including some sweet mono black ones. Looks like mono black aggro, Prison are the ones that caught my eye. Sydney's first weekly event at Good Games Town Hall on a Monday at 6:30 p.m. had 6 players, and taking out the 3-0 was 4 color mid range, so no white. And then at 2 wins, 1 loss, Boros Legends, Goblins, and Prison Shops. And then at 0 wins, 3 losses, Dimir Prison and Yorg Combo. At Good Games Chatswood on a Tuesday, there were 6 players. We had Gruul Legends taking out the 3-0. At 2 wins, 1 loss, we had Bug Moons, Rakdos Madness, and 4 color mid, no white. And then at 1 win, 2 losses, 4 color Death Shadow, and 0 wins, 3 losses, there was Lands. And from this one, we've picked out, we couldn't help but pick out this super sweet Gruul Legends list. This one looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweet cards here. Time of Need and Okina, some mono green Legends cards that you rarely ever get to see. But Orcish Lumberjack making an appearance to get out that Minsk and Boo quickly, or your Headliner Scarlet can just change games instantly.
Yeah, and I think this deck is sort of building off Bard class being the main reason to go into Gruul Legends as opposed to the more popular Boros Legends, and play a bit of a bigger game. So Bard class notably makes, once you've leveled it up, makes your Legends cost red and green less. So once you've got this on level 2, or heaven forbid for your opponent level 3, you can really start to just chain through your deck.
Also very important that Seed Time in the board again.
Wow, another Seed Time. Yeah, really picking up. Sydney's final weekly was at Chromatic Games, Thursday, 7 p.m. There was 11 players, and Storm took the almost clean 4-0. It was 3 wins and 1 draw for Storm. At 3 wins and 1 loss, we had Mardu, Walks, and Jund Natural Order. At the even 2 wins, 2 losses, there was Mardu and Time Vault, and then a few decks at the sub 50% as well. The Wollongong Weekly at Good Games on Friday at 6:30 had 12 players. Taking the clean 3-0 was Grixis Mirror Crusher, so that's Grixis with a main deck Carpet of Flowers. Pretty sweet tech. And then at 2 wins, 1 loss, we had Jeskai Tokens. And then nominated as the coolest list was what I'm calling Mox Storm, because it was a Storm list with its points on Mox, Tinker, which was pretty neat to see. However, for the deck list I chose to feature here, we went with the Jeskai Tokens deck.
I've got a bunch of creatures I haven't seen in a long while here. Third Path Iconoclast. We've got the Wandering Rescuer, I believe it's from Dustmourn. And we actually have a partner pairing here.
I'm just going to call this one AL because I don't want to try pronouncing that name, but it looks like it has partner for another AL. First strike, the second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, and it's a 3/2 for 3. So yeah, it looks like this deck's got a bit of a cast 2 spells per turn sort of synergy thing going on.
Yeah, obviously abusing the Corey Steel Cutter, just trying to get down a bunch of creatures, bunch of tokens, and then swing for lethal or either convoke them to the Hour of Reckoning in the sideboard.
And playing a bit of a tempo game here with Daze, Force. Notably casting that AL on 3 is going to give you a blue card to pitch to Force, so that's pretty neat. And of course, your option for playing on Magic Online this week was Volty Fight Night number 44, held on Friday at 7 p.m. We had 9 players, and 3 of them went 3-1. That was Storm, Bots, and Mardu. And so from this, we have the Storm list to show you. It's Richard's Storm list, fairly stock, although it looks like he is on some new cards. So I'm seeing 3 creatures here where I normally see 1.
Yeah, a few more creatures, and the new Tezzeret Cruel Captain.
Yeah, Tezzeret right at home in Storm, of course. You can cast Tezzeret, immediately activate him and go get Black Lotus, which, is 2 copies of Black Lotus in your deck is probably better than 1.
Yeah, even just untapping a Grim Monolith or something goes a long way to hard cast in the Citadel Petition.
Yeah, so this is a fairly stock list. Like we said, some minor differences here with compared to the normal build, but looks pretty stock Storm and obviously does the job quite well.
Yeah. Steel Cutter in the sideboard is a nice little juke as well.
So starting in Adelaide, we have some monthlies. The first one's at the Card Hub in O'Sullivan Beach. That's on 6:45 p.m. on Wednesday, 20th of August. And the second one, they've got 2 on offer this month. Good Games in Modbury, 11:30 a.m. Sunday, 31st of August. If you're in Canberra, you've got a monthly at Ronin Games. That's in Woden, 11 a.m. Sunday, 17th of August. And then a little further out, there's also Canberra 5. So I imagine we'll have some people traveling interstate for this one. It's held alongside Jolt Games in Mitchell, 11 a.m. Sunday, 6th of September. In Melbourne, there's the POG Monthly Series. So this is held at Plenty of Games in Melbourne, 10:30 a.m. Saturday on the 30th of August. Sydney, a little further out, but in Sydney, we have the event to end all events, 14th to 16th November at Club Central in Hurstville. This is going to be a massive event. I imagine everyone will be traveling for it, so looking forward to that one. And then in Wollongong, there's also a monthly. It's at Steel City Games on Auburn Street in Wollongong, 11 a.m. Sunday, 31st of August. If you want more information on the weekly and fortnightly events that are available, make sure to check out our previous video on Where Can I Play? That's on YouTube now, and we'll obviously put the link in the description. And lastly, of course, we'd like to thank all the people who were able to get us some of the weekly data this week. In Adelaide, we had Raj. In Brisbane, we're still looking for someone to get that data to us week to week. So if you're able to reach out and get in contact with us, if you think you could do that, that would be great. From Canberra, we had Jordan and Liam. In Melbourne, myself and Jack. In Perth, we had Michael. In Sydney, we had Lee and Stephen. And in Wollongong, we had Ariel and Ben. So huge thanks to all those people. And like I said, if you're from Brisbane in particular, reach out. So yeah, huge thanks to all these volunteers for their help, and we'll hope to catch you all on the next video.
Cheers.